welcome back to my channel. It's me. Today we have a very special treat for all of you comic book fans out there. We are going to be discussing a Gotham that is in flames, and the Dark Knight himself, Batman, who faces his ultimate challenge, an impossible one, when he has to take on none other than Godzilla alone. Now, how does this happen? What brought these two universes together? Let's get into it. Our story begins, much like many others, in the dark, rainy streets of Gotham City. Batman is patrolling as usual, watching over the city that he loves, trying to keep it safe from all the scum and villainy that resides within its dark corners. But tonight, something is different. The air is thick with an uneasy tension. Even the Joker, who normally cackles through the night, is uncharacteristically silent. As Batman stands atop Wayne Tower, the Bat-computer worries softly at his command. The silence is shattered by a deep, guttural roar that seems to shake the very foundations of Gotham. Whatever this is, it's coming from the heart of the city. Batman drops down behind the gargoyle, his cape billowing dramatically in the wind as he prepares to investigate. But before he can move, a tremor runs through the building. He loses his balance, barely managing to catch himself, and as he looks up, he sees a sight that freezes the blood in his veins. A colossal form is crashing through the skyscrapers of downtown Gotham. It's unlike anything he's ever seen before, a monstrous creature of immense size and power. As it crashes through the buildings, sending debris raining down around him, Batman knows he's facing something truly terrifying. This creature, as he soon learns, is none other than Godzilla, the king of the monsters. How did it come to be here? No one knows, but as Batman watches, he knows he must act. This is a threat, unlike any Gotham has ever faced. The destruction caused by Godzilla is catastrophic. Whole city blocks are leveled as he rampages through the streets. People flee in terror, caught between the advancing monster and the collapsing buildings. It's a scene of utter chaos and destruction. But amidst the pandemonium, Batman remains focused. He knows he must stop Godzilla before the entire city is destroyed. But how can one man hope to stand against such a colossal, seemingly unstoppable force of nature? As Batman descends into the chaos below, dodging falling debris and helping people to safety whenever he can, he begins formulating a plan. He knows he can't defeat Godzilla in a direct confrontation. He's too powerful, too destructive. So Batman decides to use his intellect, his greatest weapon against the monster. He begins by analyzing the patterns of Godzilla's attacks, trying to understand its behavior and find its weak points. He realizes that Godzilla seems to be disoriented, confused, and that its attacks lack the precision and power they would have if it were in its natural habitat. With this knowledge, Batman formulates a plan, a risky one, but it's their only hope. He sends Alfred a message, ordering him to get in touch with Lex Luthor. He needs help, and Luthor, with his vast resources and knowledge of Kryptonian technology, might be their best chance against the monster. Meanwhile, Batman begins setting up a series of traps and diversions around the city. Using his knowledge of Gotham's underground tunnels and sewer systems, his goal is to lure Godzilla away from the city center and into the less densely populated areas of the city. It's a dangerous game, but so far it seems to be working. Godzilla, attracted by the lights and sounds of the city, is gradually being drawn out. Batman, meanwhile, uses smoke pellets and other devices to confuse the monster, keeping it off balance and making sure it doesn't cause any more widespread damage. But he knows this is only a temporary solution. They need a more permanent one. And it comes when Lex Luthor arrives with a team of specialists and equipment. Together, they devise a plan to use a sonic device that will emit a frequency that could potentially drive Godzilla back into the sea. It's a long shot, but it's their only hope. As the device is set up, Batman takes to the skies in the Batwing, engaging Godzilla in a desperate attempt to distract it long enough for the device to be activated. The battle is epic. Batman uses all his skills and experience to try and hold off the monster, but Godzilla is relentless. Finally, just as the device is ready, Batman manages to lead Godzilla right to it. The sonic weapon is activated, and a powerful blast of energy shoots towards the monster. Godzilla roars in pain and anger, but it's effective. The monster begins to weaken, staggering back towards the sea. With a final mighty roar, Godzilla disappears into the waves, leaving behind a devastated city and a sense of relief that quickly turns to worry. Has Batman won? For now, yes, but he knows this isn't over. The battle with Godzilla may be won, but the war is far from it. In the aftermath of the battle, as the sun rises over a battered but still standing Gotham, Batman surveys the damage. The city is in ruins, but the people are safe. For now, he knows that the battle with Godzilla is not over. It was only a temporary reprieve. Godzilla will return, and next time it might not be so easy to drive him back. As the citizens of Gotham begin to emerge from their shelters, shaken but alive, Batman disappears into the shadows. He knows there's work to be done. The city needs to be rebuilt, and he needs to prepare for Godzilla's inevitable return. The question is, how can one man possibly hope to stand against a monster of such colossal power? As Batman retreated back to the shadowy recesses of Wayne Manor, the weight of his responsibility pressed heavily upon him. He knew that this was only a temporary truce. Godzilla would return, and when it did, he would be ready. But how could one man possibly hope to stand against such a colossal force of nature? The answer, as always, lay in preparation, strategy, and sheer willpower. Batman began by rallying the forces of good. He reached out to Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and the other members of the Justice League, forming an alliance that spanned the globe. Each brought unique skills and perspectives that would be vital in the coming battle. But Batman knew that brute force alone wouldn't be enough. He needed to understand his enemy, to study its behavior, and find its weaknesses. So he turned to the experts, enlisting the aid of scientists, biologists, and even kaiju researchers to learn everything they could about Godzilla. Weeks turned into months, and the city began to heal. But Batman never faltered in his vigil. He trained, he strategized, and he watched, waiting for the day when Godzilla would return, and when it did, he would be ready. The city was buzzing with activity as people went about their lives, trying to rebuild their lives in their city. But beneath the surface, a sense of unease lingered. Everyone knew that the calm was only temporary. Godzilla would return, and then the real battle would begin. As the weeks passed, Batman's anticipation grew. He could feel the tension building, the energy that crackled in the air. Finally, it happened. On a stormy night that mirrored the turmoil in the hearts of the people, Godzilla returned. The ground trembled as Godzilla advanced through the city, its colossal form casting an ominous shadow over the skyline. The people cowered in fear as the monster unleashed its wrath, its roar echoing through the canyons of steel and glass. But amidst the chaos, Batman stood firm. He had prepared for this moment, and he was ready to face the monster head-on. As Godzilla rampaged through the city, Batman coordinated with the Justice League, directing them from the shadows. Superman and Wonder Woman engaged Godzilla directly, their powers clashing against the monster's atomic breath. Aquaman, with his mastery over the seas, attempted to lure Godzilla back to the ocean, while Batman and the other Leaguers held the monster's attention. It was an epic battle, a clash of titans that shook the very foundations of the world. Skyscrapers crumbled, the earth cracked, and the sky roared with thunderous blasts. But amidst the chaos, Batman remained steadfast. He used every trick, every gadget, and every ounce of his strength to try and bring Godzilla down. But the monster was too powerful. Despite the combined efforts of the Justice League, Godzilla seemed invincible. Just when all hope seemed lost, Batman had one last resort. Using a device he had developed, he managed to trap Godzilla in a pocket dimension, a tiny space that compressed the monster's massive form. It was a desperate gamble, but it worked. Godzilla, weakened and disoriented, was trapped in the pocket dimension. The battle was over, but the war was far from it. Batman knew that this was only a temporary victory. Godzilla would escape, and he would have to do it all over again. As the dust settled and the echoes of the battle faded, Batman stood amidst the ruins surveying the damage. He had won this round, but the war was far from over. Godzilla would return, and next time he might not be so merciful. But Batman was ready. He had proven that even a monster as powerful as Godzilla could be defeated. All it took was planning, strategy, and an unwavering will to protect what he held dear. As the sun rose over the battered but unbroken city, Batman disappeared into the shadows, knowing that his work was never truly done. And so, until next time, stay safe, stay vigilant, and remember, no matter how dark it gets, the night always ends in the morning. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed our tale of Batman's encounter with the mighty Godzilla, please don't forget to leave us a like and share with fellow comic book lovers. Your support means everything to us. Until next time, keep reading, keep dreaming, and always remember, the night is darkest before the dawn.